What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? MonkeyFlop here, and today I wanted to talk about the next handheld for PlayStation. And well, let's just go ahead and get right into it. There's been a lot of rumor and speculation from a lot of news outlets about a new handheld coming to Sony and PlayStation, especially with the rumors about the PlayStation 5 and the departure of the PlayStation Vita. As many of you guys know, they announced that they are ending support on the PlayStation Vita altogether, and the last type of support that they are going to officially nail the final nail in the coffin is when the PlayStation Plus Instant Game Collection cancels for the Vita in March 2019. Once that's done, that's it. Okay, so a lot of people are speculating that Sony is working on the next handheld console. And it's hopeful, wishful thinking, especially because a lot of people are seeing how successful the Switch is and how, portable it is, and everybody loves the aspect of it. But let me run over a couple of things. First off, Sony killed the PlayStation Vita at launch. The price point for it and the memory card were too expensive for most people to even be interested in. Then they didn't back it up with enough first-party titles or enough games in general. And then to finally, put the final nail on the coffin before it was even finished, they didn't advertise it enough. They didn't support it enough. And we saw that. The fans and people like you and me were the ones that supported the PlayStation Vita. They have been doing a terrible job. I'm a Sony and PlayStation fan, so don't get me wrong, okay? But Sony and PlayStation have been doing a terrible job at handheld devices. They've tried their luck with the handheld, phones. They've tried their luck. The PSP was a lot more successful than the Vita. But they've tried their luck, and they've failed and failed again. And now, with the way that the market is, a lot of people play games on their phone. They're not really interested in a handheld, device like that. I mean, you can play Fortnite on your iPhone or Android device. Why are you going to have to go out and buy a separate thing just to do that too? It doesn't really make sense. I believe that Sony and PlayStation are moving away from handhelds. If anything in the future happens, which I would not rule this out 100%, and I could be completely wrong. But I wouldn't rule it out that Sony and PlayStation might be working on a handheld device similar to the Nintendo Switch. Now, I know a lot of people have been rumoring this, but there's signature patents that Sony and PlayStation have in the design and the look of the handheld that they have patents on are similar to the Switch. So, I mean, it could be possible that Sony and PlayStation are working on a portable console, not like a handheld device, because the handheld devices, you think of like more portable games, more more games like this. People are speculating that there's Sony and PlayStation they're going to come out with a PlayStation 5, and it's going to be similar to the Nintendo Switch, where you have a separate screen and you can carry it around with you. There is no way that you would be able to afford something like that, and there would be no way that Sony and PlayStation would be able to put that amount of software into a portable device that holds up to what the specs of a PlayStation 5 would be. If anything, if they are working on some sort of handheld, it would be more of a handheld that worked in with a PlayStation 4 maybe, but that would still be pretty tough to fit everything into a handheld device. Like, all of the specs that the PlayStation 4 currently has fit into a handheld device and be able to have the battery life sufficient enough to play for 3-4 hours. It's doable, but will it be affordable? That's where I really think that all of these rumors and people saying that, you know, handhelds, or Sony's working on a handheld, Sony's working on a handheld, I think that's more rumor, speculation, and wishful thinking. But who knows? Like I said, they do have a patent, and they do have the idea, the design behind it. So, I mean, only time will tell. We are most likely not going to be getting any type of announcements at E3 as far as hardware goes, because they confirmed that there's going to be no hardware announcements. But Sony always has something up their sleeve, so they might have some sort of software announcement, even though they said that they wouldn't. They might have like a surprise, try to throw the hardcore gamers off that are trying to sniff for any leaks or any rumors available. So, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. Like I said, only time will tell. One thing that is confirmed is Sony does have a patent for a new handheld device, and it looks like it could be a mimic of the Nintendo Switch. So I mean, that's something. But like I said, only time will tell. If you would take 2 seconds out of your day, hit a like, that really helps me out. If you guys haven't already subscribed, that would be awesome as well. Remember, comments do help out. So even if it's like, what's up, MonkeyFlop? I see you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you guys in the next news update. You guys are freaking awesome.